we are doing how we met. So this is a little different. We're gonna show, or we're gonna tell you guys everything leading up to the first date.
Tell your side. Tell me your side, because mine's not different. So we met on the dating app called Hilly.
I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's kind of like Tinder in a way, but it's focused on long term dating, I guess. Like,
It's very specific.
yeah,
It revolves more about dating and the specific
exactly. It's just not so
person
much
who you
picture.
want. Yeah.
What made me download Hilly was, I don't know, Tinder. It's just it wasn't really something that I wanted to go in there for because I was looking for something more serious, and I feel like Tinder's kind of like a game, kind of just swipe left or right. Personally, why I felt the need to go on a dating app is because I don't know. I feel like in person, not a lot of people would approach me. I'm kind of reserved as it is, and like guys would just stare at me often in public, but they wouldn't say anything. So I always thought that was kind of frustrating, and I wasn't gonna go up really to say anything first, initiate anything. So definitely going on an app was a lot easier and more convenient because they would actually message me first or like my profile, which would give me an indication like, oh, they like me. So
I go to school, so I see the same people that have the same routine classes. So nobody really stood out to me as far as not just looks, but just how people carry themselves. Work was the same, seeing the same people all the time, and I needed something new, something different that was out of my comfort zone. So I decided, my friends helped me download the app because they wanted me to get out of my comfort zone and to try something else and try to talk to somebody that I wouldn't normally see on a daily basis. So I downloaded it, and lo and behold, I had Arista. And I'm not really much of an approaching guy just because I'm scared of rejection a lot, but I think it is easier to do it on an app because you don't feel as embarrassed through the phone, whereas if it's in person.
I came across his profile
Whew.
and I was like, oh, he's pretty cute. So I saw his profile before, but I don't know. I think I skipped by accident. Um,
The match with you on Thursday, right? And then you texted me that Friday, or was it that Friday?
it was the same day.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I was on it on Friday morning. I was at work, and I had some free time on my lunch, so I was swiping, and then I saw Arisa's profile, and I thought, okay, she's pretty. But so we had matched. I never thought to message
I
her.
didn't get any messages, so I waited out a little bit. Waited out. I was like, okay, so
I never thought to message her because I figured she was black, obviously, and in society nowadays, it was in my head. I had the notion that she's a black girl, I'm a Mexican guy, so it's obvious she wasn't gonna text first. And if I texted first, she would leave me on red. So, or she wouldn't even open my message. So I decided there's no way I'm going to.
even though we matched, but
I didn't want to be embarrassed personally, so I just decided that if she liked me, she would message me first. I would have messaged her first if I wasn't so fearful of getting embarrassed because there's really nothing to lose. If she says no, she says no, and if she says yes, that's a plus one. So I would have messaged her, but I never got around to it. I just was scared. Like I said, society, it has it stuck in my head that a black girl and a Mexican guy aren't together. You rarely see that. I personally have never seen that ever in my life. So I figured if I've never seen it, this wouldn't be the first time seeing it. So I figured she wouldn't like me anyway. She would like maybe a guy of her race. You know, a lot of people, lots of cultures like to stick within their own race. So I figured she was exactly the same.
we'll actually do a video on us being an interracial couple. Um, but he just wanted to touch on that because that's like the whole reason he didn't say anything. But I messaged him. I just said, hey. just left it at that.
Just threw your hat in the ring,
And pretty
hopefully.
much.
Yeah.
He replied pretty fast, and he just said, "What did you say? Hey, what's up?" or something.
Yeah, I was shocked. I said, "Wow." She texted me back, and I said, "Okay." So I wanted to talk to her, and the first thing on my mind was to make her laugh. I wanted to make her laugh because if men can make a woman laugh, that's already a good sign.
That was the first thing that caught my eye, because usually I feel like people are such dry texters, and guys will be like, "Hey, what you doing? Oh, cool." Like simple text. He was just engaging and just have a good conversation.
So I wanted to engage her and keep her talking. He can converse very well, and he can make me laugh. I feel like those three criteria right off the bat can set off a good tone for the coming future.
After we texted a little bit, we exchanged all of our social media, you know, us millennials. So
I was coming back home from a family party, and I thought I could put a face to this girl, but I'd rather have a voice. So, and also FaceTiming.
I told you too. I was like, I'm not a big texter.
Right.
So I was like,
So I figured it would be nice to see her face and her voice together. So that's when I made the decision to FaceTime her. And then from there, I called her every single day. So right now, every single day, I make sure to call her every single night. We were talking about family, and she brought up that her family is very traditional, meaning that if I was to take her on a date, I would have to meet her family, meet her brothers, meet her mother and her father, if I wanted to take her out on a date. And so our generation now, people just say, "Oh, let's hang out, just us two." For me, that Arista wasn't a hangout type of girl, meaning that she just wasn't a friend or someone that was whatever to me. This is somebody I wanted to date, and I knew I wanted to date. So there was this movie, Us, that came out, which was an amazing movie. I love that movie. It was my perfect opportunity, a good scary movie, and somewhere a bite to eat, something very traditional, simple that I still think people take for granted. So I had asked her. Actually, I mentioned the movie, and I
Yeah.
mentioned that we should go see it.
I told him I like scary
Yeah.
movies.
We mentioned that.
And we were talking about scary
Yeah.
movies, and he was like, "Oh, movie Us is coming out." I was like, he's like, "Do you want to?"
I said we should go see it,
Go see it.
and that was my hinting of okay. I didn't want to ask too direct just in case, so I said we should go see it in hopes that she would say yes, let's go. And so I can say, okay, well, I'll make this a date. Let's go this Friday. I'll pick you up at 6 o'clock, and we'll go see the movie at 7. And I'll take you out to eat, and we'll go from there.
I think we've been talking for about a week before we went on the first date. And I remember when he asked me to go to the movies with him, I was like, yes, like when you, especially because I love scary movies, so I was like, yes, and I was kind of surprised because he everything I'm used to.
Oh yeah,
you
that's
know.
why.
So he's like, okay, we'll go at this time, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I made sure to have
what movie theater,
what time, where we're gonna go. I made sure to.
He's like, what would you want to eat after and everything. So I thought that was really good that he initiated everything.
I started thinking. I said, you know what? Her mother wants to meet me, and if I want to make a good first impression, I'm gonna go out of my way, not only for Arista but for her mother too, so she can know that I'm not just a guy trying to date her daughter. So, and when I mean a guy trying to date her daughter, I mean as in just not just a random guy. I'm hopefully here for the long run. I plan to stay, so I wanted to do anything I could to impress her and her father as well. Driving here, my initial thought was, okay, I'm going to bring flowers for Arista. But then I figured, why not the mother too? Mother's just as important, if not the most important person to persuade that I'm a good guy. So I rushed to the flower shop, and And then I said, I need 2 dozen roses. I need actually 2 dozen roses, one separately, or 1 dozen separately than the other. So they wrapped it up for me nicely, as you guys saw in the video. It came with the dragon breaths or the baby breaths. I always get them confused. I don't know why, but it came with the baby breaths, the dozen roses, and it looked very nice. So I put them in my car, put the seatbelt on them, making sure they didn't go nowhere. I know that, making sure secure the package. And I was just thinking, I said, okay, I can do this. I didn't prepare, but I can do this.
Pep talk.
Yeah, I pep talked myself. I said, okay, I'm gonna go in there, just be me. Don't try and do too much, just be me. And I knocked on the door with both roses in my hand, nervous, scared. And Genoa comes, he opens the door. He says, oh, are you Ryan? I'm scared, so just like I was really nervous, and like I said, I didn't really see Erica. I thought, I honestly thought, like, I didn't see her. She was invisible to me. You were invisible. Like,
Bruh, I still laugh, like the way you entered the door and completely looked past me.
I was
like,
that was my last priority. My last priority was you,
I
because
know.
I was gonna go on the date with you, so I was obviously gonna talk to you. But so it's going really well still talking every day. I made sure to call her. All right, that's all I get. Wow.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for watching.
And please comment, like, and subscribe for more videos of us.
I know. Oh my gosh.